What if Frankenstein decided he needed fresh organs and he didn't really care where they came from? Today I'm talking about Dr. Coffin's Blood from 1961, released as part of the Hammer Presents range. Now technically this isn't a Hammer production, but it absolutely feels connected to that world of British Gothic horror, mad scientists, grave robbing, and morally bankrupt doctors playing God with life and death. And honestly, this thing is pulpy, melodramatic, romantic even. It's also kind of ridiculous, but entertaining at the same time as well.
What I say is that until you can create life out of nothing, then you have no right to take life.
The film stars Kieron Moore as Dr. Peter Blood, a biochemist who returns home to his Cornish hometown after his controversial experiments have him thrown out of a kind of medical school abroad. Back home, he and his father, Dr. Robert Blood, still work as local village doctors, but naturally, Peter hasn't abandoned his experiments. In fact, he's become obsessed with conquering death itself through organ transplants and reanimation experiments. And unfortunately for the local villagers, he's decided that some people are more worthy of life than others.
I should have realized that even if you were the most brilliant of my pupils, your vanity will force you to go on.
What I really enjoyed here was partially like Kieron Moore's Dr. Blood persona. He doesn't really play him as some cackling mad scientist. He genuinely believes that he is intellectually superior, that morality is beneath him, and the science justifies everything. There's a cold detachment here to the performance where Peter views human beings almost like spare parts. Very Peter's Cushing Frankenstein energy here, but maybe even less sympathetic. The atmosphere for me though is where the film really works. The Cornish locations look fantastic. It's got these foggy coastlines, the isolated cliffs, the tin mines, and a small village paranoia that just gives this film a wonderfully gloomy British atmosphere. And honestly, the mine laboratory is a fantastic setup. It feels kind of perfect for this weird place where Dr. Blood is going to resurrect corpses and then do strange experiments on them. Now, if you're coming into this expecting fast zombies, gore-heavy horror, or even a kind of modern pacing or a quick pace of sorts, you're probably going to struggle a little bit. It's very much old school gothic sci-fi horror. The horror comes more from the violation of the bodies, from the ethical corruption, from the resurrected experiments, or just the atmosphere rather than outright shocks. That said, the film must have been pretty extreme from 1961. Apparently, it's considered the first colour zombie film, which honestly makes sense because some of the imagery still feels kind of grimy for the time, particularly the last couple of moments of the film.
Yes.
Again, we've got Sidney J Furie directing, who did The Snake Wound that we spoke about earlier, and here again on a tiny budget, but a little bit more than that. You can see that he's really trying to create something bigger than the budget allows. There's a big atmosphere. He's got that unusual framing working for him again, visual movement in every scene, and this strange psychological tension as he tries to balance all the various different aspects that are going on in the film. And it's that kind of ambition that helps the film stand out in my eyes.
Looks awfully deserted to me.
The ones lower down are mostly flooded out.
Ooh, looks empty and dead.
Let's bring it to life again.
But the film's not perfect, and it does have some problems. The script can be completely absurd at times. The science makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. There is some slight pacing issues in the middle, and the film occasionally can feel like Frankenstein by the sea. And then there's a kind of ham-fisted romance which I didn't really buy into. But honestly, it all comes together and creates something that was really kind of entertaining. Let's dive into the disc and have a look at the extras. Here we are in the disc for Dr. Blood's Coffin. We have Dr. Blood's Coffin in the UK 16:6:1 version. We have a 2026 commentary featuring Kevin Lyons and Jonathan Rigby. Then we have Dr. Blood's Coffin US 185:1 version. There is a theatrical trailer and the textless theatrical trailer, as well as an image gallery. And that is the extras for Dr. Blood's Coffin. So yeah, Dr. Blood's Coffin was a really enjoyable kind of film overall. It's exactly the kind of strange little British horror film that I love discovering. This probably could have just faded away into the ether and I would probably never have heard of it before. So the Hammer Presents line are offering up some real unique and somewhat interesting films. I'd love to know your thoughts on this one. If you're picking it up, do you like the Hammer Presents line or do you want the original Hammer stuff only? Let me know in the comment box below. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, manvfilm.com, always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching. See you next time.